I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world, and that's our job.
What up,
Like a Tribe Called Quest. You say the whole thing.
Welcome to Pod Named Kickback, also known as the Black CNN. Well, damn, I'm out of practice now. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You say the whole thing, also known as the Black CNN, and the revolution will be televised. I'm no breaks new, the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I'll catch it. If you got it, I'll match it. Every week we right back at it. I am the Black Savage, the Magneto of my people.
Bars.
You're not a rookie anymore, so let them know who you are. You know the drill.
Hey, y'all. This is Get Fit Wit Jacq. Make sure you follow me on Instagram for all your fitness needs. I got you.
Now, I'm tinkering here. How was Cinco de Twerko? How was that?
Twerko was lit. It was lit. It was so much fun. And you guys, we don't just twerk, okay? We do twerk and we do take some shots, but in the end, we also talk about because this is Mental Health Awareness Month of May. So we definitely touched on that. We definitely did some connections with all Black women, all age range from 20 to 60 years old. So we actually touched on a lot of our Black professions. We always promote Black owned businesses. We had a lot of Black owned vendors there. So it was a great event. We do this monthly. So make sure you follow Jackie and Paige on Eventbrite for all the twerk and tequila events. Well, wait a minute. How was your Cinco de Mayo? What you do?
Perfect. I did something and I was giving you an echo. I was giving an echo on one. Let me try to fix that.
Oh, okay. I was like,
now what is that? So for Cinco de Twerko, I ain't do too much. I had me some tequila. I was running rampant out in these Georgia streets, but I kept it light. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, little bit. You know what I'm saying? I've been dealing with what I've been dealing with for so long. It just felt good to get out. Get out a little bit.
That's good. Good.
Just a little bit. But I did no appropriation. I had no. I didn't change my name to a Latin name. Do you see that's what's going on? They're getting mad and saying on Juneteenth they're gonna start using their African American names, Spanish people.
Gosh, really?
They're like, yeah, I'm gonna be Lakeisha and Bonquisha, and I was like, oh, here y'all go. Have you heard that?
No, I have not.
So they're picking out their African American names for Juneteenth. So June 19th should be very interesting when we hear these crazy nicknames that Spanish people are giving themselves.
Well, the great thing about it is it's great cross promotion for both events. Hey.
Yeah, for real. And I wish Black History Month was in June or August. I despise the fact that Black History Month is in February. We can't barbecue, we can't cook out, we can't vacation. I think of Black History Month. Black Music Month used to be June, and then they switched that to the LGBTQIA month. I feel like we got robbed. And then August, I'm like, oh, put it in August. And that way you're still in school, so you get a little bit of Black history while you're in school, but you got a little bit, half the month is vacation, so you
Right.
can still travel, and that's how you celebrate it. You with me, Jackie? How we gonna do this? You gonna
I,
invite our congressman?
we got to. That's the only way. That's the only way. Because
Yeah,
otherwise, we just talking.
facts, facts. Now, all right, high low, but I haven't heard you do a high low in a minute, so I'm curious to see what your current high is and what your current low is. So let's get into that.
Now, high low. Who wants to go first?
You want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
My high was this past Sunday. Me and my gym family went to Amicalola Falls. We do a hike every month, and this month was Amicalola Falls, and it was breathtaking. The waterfalls was breathtaking. We did some tree hugging, and you need to look into that. So we did some tree hugging, so everybody's spirits were lifted. It was a great walk. We went out there about we got on the road about 6:15, got there about 8, got done with the walk about like 10 o'clock, had the rest of the day. So it was amazing. That was my high. So that was my self-care. That was
Okay.
pouring back into myself. So that was my high. My low, I don't know. I didn't have a low.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I didn't have a low. I've been doing really good with also my other high. Let me back up, y'all. So your girl lost 2 inches off her waist. So that was my
Hold on, we gotta collect that up for that. Hold on, what my applause at?
So my high took away my lows.
I hear that. And Jay said, "What up, Jay?" He said they gave us Black History Month. In the shortest month of the year, that's why it's February.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
how
Facts.
what about yours now? What's your high and what's
Let's see. My high was I'm having a really great start to this new business venture, this new life insurance journey, this new entrepreneurial journey.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was the start that you couldn't script it any better.
Right.
So I'm very thankful for that, very appreciative, because it could have went a bunch of different ways. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've had several businesses. I've had some good starts, some bad starts. That doesn't mean anything because it's how you finish. But
Exactly.
I'm grateful for a good start. My low. I would say my low is just not being where I want to be right now. You know what I mean? Like you can be building towards something, and the closer you get to it, it's also a reminder that you're not there. You know what I mean? So it's a weird dynamic.
It is a weird dynamic, but the good thing about it is you're not complacent.
Facts.
Like you're moving.
Facts.
You're
Facts.
moving. So
No breaks.
focus more on that because you're gonna get to where you're gonna get to.
Oh man, I need a voice recording of that every day and play that every morning when I get up. You like a motor. I see why you're a fitness coach. You're gonna get there.
Yeah. So that's I wouldn't even. I'm not trying to take away your low, but I don't look at it as a low because you're growing, and that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you're growing, sometimes you're in the midst of transition. And that's not always a bad thing because you're going to get to where you're going to get to, and you've moved from where you were. So
I'll take it. I don't want any low vibes, any low energy. I want to be, there. So I hear you, I receive it, I grab it, I got it. Yeah, I'm with you.
yeah, you're in practice and learning mode to get to your destination. That's all that is.
Facts. Now, really quickly, I'm gonna shift and we're gonna get a little serious, and then we can get back to having some fun.
Okay.
All right. Oh, wait a minute.
My left stroke just went viral.
Hey. Our viral stories of the week, and we'll start with the brother Jamie Foxx. And kind of your point, somebody who is condition is improving. If you've been under a rock, we're alleging that he had a stroke. There was something that happened with Jamie. He's been in the hospital, a medical emergency, and he was non-responsive at first, but he's responsive. He's been on Instagram. He told everybody he's doing good. His friends and family are still encouraging us to pray for him. So
Yeah.
he's not out of the woods yet, but
No.
he said like he's doing well. He's getting better, which is something that he kind of spoke of like when I spoke of my situation. You're improving. You're on the right track. So Jamie, we love you, man. Continue to heal. Continue to get
Yeah.
better. Send all kind of healing energy your way.
We love you. And no matter what they are saying right now, because I know the latest thing that they have been saying is that they are preparing for the worst.
Oh no.
Yes. So we still going to continue to pray because nobody's in control but God. So that's what we're going to pray, and we're going to pray until you get to wherever you need to be. And me personally losing someone, it might not be for them to stay here. It might be for them to go. So it's whatever God has planned for him. I just pray that he's able to be not in pain and have loved ones surrounding him no matter what.
I couldn't echo that any better. And recently I just lost my adopted mother. So, and it was time for her to go. She was ready. She told me to my face, I'm ready. So I do understand what you're saying with that. And you said something that kind of triggered something in me because I was I was locked up and everybody felt it was for something that wasn't, it was something trumped up. It was something like, wow, really? And everybody was like, we're praying you get out and everything goes well. It was in one of these little meetings. And I was like, you know what? Don't pray that I get out. Pray that if I don't, I can handle it. Pray that
Right.
if I don't, that I deal with it better. And amazingly, I got out the very next day.
See, look.
Right. But I was like, just pray that I can handle it. Because I think sometimes we pray that we don't go through things, but going through things is what forms your character. It's what makes you who you are. It's what makes you stronger. It's what, strengthens those muscles. And sometimes we want to get to the better version of ourselves without going to the sacrifice, without going through the hell,
Exactly.
And so that speaks back to what you said earlier, about we want to be here and you got to go through here in order to be. This is kind of backwards, but Jay-Z said it. I think in order to be Bobby Brown, then you got to be Bobby Brown now. Meaning in order to be the number one artist in the world back in the 80s and 90s, you're gonna have to be the out of shape guy now. But
Yeah.
and in reverse, in order to be who you really want to be, sometimes you got to be who you are right now.
Yep.
So, boom, this is therapy. Watch you, you got me. I'm feeling therapeutic. I'm like, damn.
Hey, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Facts. And Jamie, we praying for you.
Yes, we are.
Have you seen this Freddie Gibbs mess?
I checked out the first time they had the whole mess, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm really getting tired of these artists and just these silly little things going back and forth, back and forth. It's almost like you're seeing two schoolgirls. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Going back and forth, back and forth. Me personally, I grew up and I love the era that I grew up in, to where when we seen artists beef, we was like, oh, they finna have a song. Oh, they finna go back and forth.
Mhm.
Wait to hear what they finna lay down. Now it's just like, I hope they don't kill themselves. See?
Unfortunately, facts, especially with these young, and I don't listen to a lot of the young artists. And we'll
Mhm.
talk about Lil Durk and NBA YoungBoy dropping this Friday and their rivalry, and unfortunately, all the blood that's been shed behind it. The Freddie Gibbs stuff, I think he's a little too old to be participating in that.
Hello.
But
Hello.
now it's his ex-girlfriend in it, and she's
Yeah, I missed all that. Now, how did she get?
well, when he got jumped, she was there, and she was
Okay.
fighting with him. And she
Okay.
was throwing punches. Like there was like 10 dudes that jumped him, and she was throwing punches. So I respect it.
Was anybody hitting her back though?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't think so. And I always like my rule. If I got a girl, I'm like, you go. Like I don't want no arguments. If I give you the look, that means go to the car, leave. We'll figure it out. But
Right.
I don't want to worried about you, because I can't. Even if I'm getting jumped, if I'm worried about you, I can't even really fight the way I want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I'm so concerned. But
Right.
you got some women that's like, I ain't going. And
Right.
I'm bubbling. You know what I'm saying? I can throw these things too. And
Yeah.
I respect it. But I always feel more comfortable like, go.
Right.
this my L to take. This ain't your L. You know what I'm saying? You go. But
Exactly. Vice versa. If I'm in the fight, I don't expect you to be out there fighting women. Look,
if they try to
right over
jump,
there.
I don't know. You doing my girl, I'm swinging. And that's probably the wrongest thing to say, but
Won't get the worst charges than I would. So I'd rather you
yeah.
just not even be in it.
If it's 2, 3, 4 girls on my girl, I hate to say it. I know they're gonna probably cancel me, but I hate to say you jump my girl, I'm swinging. Get up off her. Get up off her.
And that's another thing, and it's just not to run off the subject, but jumping. We used to do one-on-ones. When did this jumping come into play?
I don't know, man. I'll tell you this. How I was brought up, we didn't do well when I was very, very, very young. It was always about the one-on-one. I got to high school and I was about to fight this dude. He was bigger than me, but I wasn't scared to fight him. And I told my boys, I was like, "Y'all want to go out there and not young and out there. Oh, I bet we coming." And I was like, "But this my fight." You know what I'm saying? Like, and OG Bobby, light skinned Bobby, I'm cool to shout out Bobby, First and Kennedy. He was like, "What you mean?" And I was like, "No, I can handle it. Like, I don't want nobody to jump. I'm gonna fight on one-on-one." He was like, "I don't know what that means." He goes, "I don't even know what you're talking about." He's like, "You know, hey Burger, hey, what up, Burger? Burger's on here." He said he working out. Burger was there. It was me, Burger, and light skinned Bobby. And I told him I was about to go fight this dude, and I was handling it by myself. And light skinned Bobby was like, "Nah, I don't know what you mean by that. If you swing, I'm swinging." And I was like, "Okay," but I'm the new kid. I'm trying to, I want to be on my own
Right.
now. Like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You swing, we swinging. I was like, "Good." Now it was my 10th grade year. Cool. To shout out to the Ledge, everybody uptown. But that's when it became apparent to me that, like, I may never have a one-on-one. Like, my dude's always going, like, that's what it's going to be.
And that's great support. That's great support. But I'm just talking about, like, just especially with females, I see a lot of the jumping. And it's just like we've gotten away from, I don't know, holding your own. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And back in the day, you had to do that. You had to. You
Right.
couldn't. And now it's the whole, if you go out with a big enough entourage, you safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't do that by yourself. You wouldn't say nothing by yourself.
Some of those entourages get you in more trouble.
Yeah. They're supposed to be there to de-escalate, but some of them are starting the fights.
Exactly.
So yeah, you gotta watch your entourage.
The big name. Guess who's gonna get the fall? You are.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta get them guys off your team. But order some of them girls off your team. Back to Freddie Gibbs' baby mother. She's released a video, a picture of him, and I don't know why he did it, but he is spread eagle, showing his ass, and she's talking about the pictures. They're calling him, instead of Freddie Gibbs, they're now calling him Spready Gibbs.
Oh wow.
She says she talked to the guys that jumped him, and they're going to get a chain back. One, why are you talking to the guys that jumped me? You're talking to my enemies. That's crazy. And then another blogger, she told the blogger if he paid her $10,000, he will let him give Freddie Gibbs' son his nickname. She told DJ Academics that. You give me $10,000 and you can get a baby the nickname, and we'll call him by that. And I'm like,
sound like a setup.
Right, you got to be careful who your entourage is, and you got to be careful who your girl is. You got to be careful who your baby mama is, because that's a lot. That's a lot.
Man, let me tell you, I'm a female, but these females out here, they set men up left and right. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and she's a porn star, which
oh wow,
I don't have the biggest issue with, but I mean, maybe you gotta.
I understand with the picture, with the spread eagle picture. Okay.
Yeah. Well, boom. Academics has been posting pictures and interview clips of her saying that she was, scenes with, two men, or scenes with this and scenes with that, and trying to insult or belittle Freddie Gibbs. Like, look what your baby mother did. Look what she doing online. Look at this, look at that. And it's just ugly, man. I mean,
you gotta know how if you're gonna represent your man, it's like you did in the fight, you got to represent him all the way around. Like, you got to conduct yourself accordingly. And I'm not saying that you have to not be yourself, but why are you even entertaining ignorance? And I know academics are eating this up because you know he love messy stuff.
You know it. He's been posting nonstop on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
And I believe this is Ahava says people need to understand their Bible and get back to their royalty.
I like that.
I mean, I can't argue with that. You know what I'm saying? I do consider myself righteous and ratchet on and on, but do understand that you still have to have the righteous side.
Exactly.
You know, you can't be all ratchet. Or at least not in my book. You can be whatever you want, but in my eyes, you gotta have that balance.
A little bit balanced. Exactly.
Yeah. So Freddie, keep your head up. I don't know how I would feel if, but I guess you can't control who you get pregnant. So
head up and stay off your back. Okay.
Yeah, please. You need to stop doing that. And I'll tell you something else that needs to stop. And this is, man, this is what the fuck story of the week.
It's the mayor. Stay fly, stay high. What the fuck? You know what it is. What the fuck?
Man, there's a hotel where the owner or I don't know what you want to call him, the manager is sneaking into rooms at night. He snuck into this one man's room, and the man knew he was in the room with him because he felt someone licking and sucking his toes. And he jumped and realized it was another man, and it was the manager from downstairs. He is now in jail. I don't know if he would have made it to jail. If I wake up in the middle of the night and there's a man in my room violating me, I would hope he make it to jail.
You would have got kicked in the face.
At the very least.
That's the reaction. That's the initial reaction. I'm kicking you in the face.
That is what do your mind frame? Your sleep.
Your fetish? That's what I need to ask. What is your fetish? We know it's feet, but
we know that. But the thing is, your sleep. You don't know this person. In your sleep, and you just happen to wake up like, what? Am I dreaming? And then you look, and you're like, who are you? What the? That could have gone so many different ways. This story could have ended way worse than someone's been arrested.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Because you don't know that room. You don't know what their trigger is. You don't know if they've been in the military. You don't know if they've been in jail. You don't know how they've dealt with somebody. They could have been molested as a child, and somebody sneaking in their room. I'm pulling my piece.
Yeah, even if you're just a regular person who's had no trauma, like that level of violation. And really quickly, you say you want a copy on one of these shirts. If you inbox me on Instagram at No Breaks New, we'll make that happen. So if you look down at the bottom, my @ name is there. You add me, let me know it's you and you want the shirt. We'll make it happen. Promise you. But that's a crazy violation. I don't even know what to say about that.
Like, what did you? So you checking in people all day. You like, oh, I'm gonna go to his room tonight.
Yeah, but those it's just these violations can't go unchecked. We're gonna move on from this idiot, but we got to go into another violation that another dumb moment. In fact, it's our "Don't Be Dumb" story of the week.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
If it's true, rumor has it that at Chris Brown's birthday party that was hosted by Usher, Chris Brown had a little too much of the drinky drink, and him and his entourage put the pause on Usher. One, don't touch Usher. Like, why are you fighting Usher? What could have happened as you fighting Usher?
They could have just had a dance battle it out and just had
what I'm saying?
Like,
you really could have just.
I didn't. I was reading into this because I was just like, is this really true? Because what could have caused this? Like, What could have caused this? Like,
You want to? Let me tell you what the rumor is.
what's the rumor?
The rumor is Chris Brown and Tiana Taylor were really good friends.
Okay.
She kind of bailed on him through some of his controversy, most notably the Michael Jackson tribute that he got ousted, kicked off of.
Okay.
So when he saw her at his surprise birthday party, it was like, oh, don't show up at my birthday party now. Like, we cool. And he was cussing around, calling her a bunch of B words and everything. And Usher kind of stepped in like, hey, bro, like, relax. Don't do this here. Calm down. It's all good. That's one story. But whatever happened, apparently Usher left and went to his trailer.
Okay.
And not Usher, excuse me, Chris Brown left and went to his trailer with his crew. And the story is that Usher followed him to the trailer to continue to talk. Now, as a person with a quick temper, if I'm leaving a situation and I'm walking away, let me go and calm down. Don't follow behind me. Don't try to keep the conversation going. Let me go.
Especially if alcohol is involved.
Especially if alcohol is involved. So let me go. Let me, figure it out and then come back with my smiley face. But apparently the story is, shout out to the Joe Budden Network, because I heard this part of it on the Joe Budden pod, that Usher following him in, still trying to have the talk, to kind of talk to him about what was going on. And that's where the fisticuffs took place. I'm not saying Usher was wrong, because as the big homie, quote unquote, you gonna want to talk to your dude. Like, come on, man, all the stuff you've been through, you still want to, but at the same time, you gotta know when to let him go.
He's licking up. He's got his crew with him. They egging him on, and here you come.
You gotta know when to hold them,
right?
Know when to fold them.
Going to the lines then.
Yeah, man. But we gotta relax. They gotta relax. Chris Brown gotta relax.
Chris Brown, if you don't let that shit go with Tiana Taylor, man, get over it. Let it go. You want everybody to let it go about everything as far as your past that they keep bringing up. Let it go. If you can't let it go, they definitely not gonna let it go.
I couldn't have said it any better than that, for real. But I will add this. I hope none of it's true.
Right. I hope
I'll say that.
What everybody's saying.
Yeah. But you saying it is true?
No, I'm hoping that they are bigger than what everybody else is saying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Me too. And then Usher did the video, we showed his face like jump wear. He ain't say nothing, but basically that video was basically I got jump wear.
Right.
Like who did what? So, shout out to everybody involved. I saw Usher in Vegas when he first did his residency. It was an amazing show. Everybody should go see it. I think this is his last year. And I heard it's better. It was amazing. It was, all the songs you love. It was a good environment, good vibe. It was my first big event after COVID. And he had all the music. It was no guest appearances, but he had some dances. And I don't mean classically trained. I mean Magic City. You know what I'm saying? He had some dancers.
Atlanta, come on now.
He had to. And I posted some footage this week based on the event. Just to show y'all what was in my phone, because it was crazy. It was and everybody's there for it. So yeah, when you're outside, you know who's there for it. And when you go into restaurants and when you're going to eat and you're like, I know why you're here. We all know why everybody's here.
Exactly.
So, it was great. It was great. You should go if you have time, everybody. Are you an Usher fan?
What? I grew up on Usher.
Well, you gotta get out there. You gotta get out. It's worth it. It's worth it. I'm not gonna say it's a bucket list performance, but it's worth it though.
Definitely, he's an entertainer. He's one of the few where you're gonna go to his concert and you're gonna be entertained. You're definitely gonna be entertained.
Give me your top 3 concerts you've been to.
The top 3 what?
Concerts.
Ooh, so my very top. Let's start with the first one, because it'll never be no other concert I could ever go to that's gonna top this one. 10
Okay.
years old, I went to a Michael Jackson concert.
Okay. Was
At
it
the-
Mike or was it the Jacksons, like Mike and the Jacksons? Uh-oh. I think we lost Jackie. We'll see if she gets back in. And while we're waiting for her, I'll tell y'all my 3 favorite concerts. I would okay, look, she's back. Okay, you're back.
Oh yeah, I don't know what happened.
Me neither.
But Michael Jackson's concert, like the whole vibe, crazy, crazy, crazy. Like I can't even. It's just like Freaknik. If you weren't there, I can't explain it to you.
Yeah, and see, when I went and saw Michael Jackson, it was the Jacksons, so it was him and all his brothers. It wasn't the Jackson 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that old, but it was the Jacksons. I think it was the reunion tour, victory tour.
Gotcha.
Whatever that tour was.
Yes.
And I saw him there. So I had that experience, but it's not quite the same as yours. It wasn't the Michael Jackson show.
It was the Michael Jackson. It was the. I got scared because there was like 5 people that fainted in my row. Never seen it. And when I say them people, like we was like, putting them up over our heads and passing people down to the medical people.
Wow.
Yes, it was crazy. And continue on with the concert. It was more of like, get them out of here. Okay, they can't watch it, so get them out of here. My second one, of course, is his sister, Janet Jackson.
I've never seen Janet.
Ooh, it's a show. When I say the Jacksons put on any Jackson concert you go to, you're gonna be the same. From the time you go in there to the time you leave.
Okay.
And my third, I would have to say, I took my son to the Scream tour when they had it was Pretty Ricky, it was Chris Brown. We went because Chris Brown. This when he was younger, this when he was a teenager. And it was just amazing. It was amazing.
I bet it was those artists on that tour that they're not too young for me, but not really my cup of tea. But I believe you. And I know their talent.
Yes.
It's not it wouldn't be my thing.
Now the Pretty Ricky, they were a little bit too raunchy.
I knew it.
And it wasn't even like they didn't tone it down. Like when they first came on, it was like 4 beds and they underneath the sheets and they grinding. I'm like, so the lady beside me brought her 12-year-old. She was just like, oh my God, I what happened. But the movement, the Scream tour, it lasts for a long time. I mean, it was hot. It was nice. Yeah. It was nice. What about yours? Your top 3.
I won't say Mike the Jackson's tour because I was too little.
Okay.
I just barely remember it. But if you ask me to rank just by name, I would say that one. Okay. But my personal experience, number 1 is probably Prince.
Ooh, nice.
I did see Prince. I didn't see the old Prince. I saw the Prince musicology Prince. He still did some of the old music.
Did he have
He wasn't doing the raunchiest stuff. He wasn't doing Scandalous or Insatiable. So, but he did Beautiful Ones and stuff like that. And I just couldn't believe I was there. I was recording with my phone and saying, what am I doing? Put my phone down. I'm watching. I'm not recording nothing. So Prince definitely. New Edition. As a kid, my mother had said she said we got an exterminator coming to the house, so we got to leave for a little bit. And so we went to this, what I know now was the convention center in DC. I didn't know what it was. We were just in there sitting down, talking. And she was like, and it was her and her best friend, her male best friend. And she was like, well, why don't y'all go ahead? And I was like, well, where we going? Why you not coming? She's like, well, I'm just going down. I was like, where am I going? She's like, you're going to see New Edition. I was like, New Edition? Where's New Edition? Like, their performance. Like, where are they performing? In this building. In this building. And we went in there, and because it was such a surprise, it is part of my favorite concert ever. Because I was just like who? I didn't know.
Yeah.
So, and New Edition is my favorite group of all time too. So I've hung out with Ronnie. Well, I've hung out with Bobby, Ralph, and Johnny and Ibiza in DC, and I've seen everybody in concert several times and together. My favorite group of all time. And then I'm gonna say, I want to say Jay-Z, Beyonce. I think that's the politically correct answer. But for real, it was Jay-Z and T.I. I saw Jay-Z and T.I. together, two of my favorite rappers, two of my top 5 at a UVA one year with my man Shmee and F. And at that point, they were probably my two favorites. So it was like my two favorite rappers in a concert together. Who would have thought to do that? You know what I'm saying? And that concert was crazy. Half of Jay-Z's set, he had the little disc changer with the button.
Right.
He was saying, "Should I do this song?" And he played it. And it depending on how loud the applause was, he was skipping and go to another song. And so he wound up doing like all my favorite songs. And it was like, snap. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. So that would be my top 3.
That's what's up. It's always a great concert when you leave, and it's like it's always imprinted on your brain. And nobody like those type of artists we don't have. And I don't want to talk bad about the artist now, but the feeling, the impression that they left on you, the just their vibe. It was just different. It was different.
Who's on your bucket list? I have not seen Sade. If Sade does a tour anywhere in the world, I'm going to it. She's like, I'm in Russia for 2 nights. I'm going, well, maybe not Russia, because they locked up Brittany Griner and I ain't messing with them.
Right.
But anywhere else that Sade is, I'm going. Who's your bucket list artist?
Definitely. I would do Sade because she's just. Does she age? Like I'd be like, does she age? She is gorgeous, gorgeous. But I love to go to a concert like hers. But she's gonna relax you. She's gonna serenade you. She's gonna put you in that type of feeling that just got you on cloud 9.
I'm gonna tell you how big a Sade fan I am.
How big?
Her band, well, when they're all together, they're called Sade. They use her name to name all of them. When her band is separate from them, they're called Sweetback. I have Sweetback albums.
Wow.
Sade not on none of them. I just have her band's instrumental albums. You hear me? So
you are a true fan. Now I also want to go to an Erykah Badu concert.
I saw Erykah, and she's in my top 5. She's in my top 5. I saw her in Atlanta. She's in my top 5.
I definitely want to see Erykah Badu.
Amazing show. And she talked to you so real. She was like, you out here and people doing what they're doing, and they got 2, 3, 4 baby fathers. Well, you got me. She put on an amazing performance and real conversation between the songs. She just talking to you like she your homegirl.
Yes.
So that was a great show.
Yes.
I'm
Definitely.
trying to think, is there anybody else I would tag on?
Now, I do have an independent artist that I would definitely love to see in concert.
Who?
His name is it La Russell?
Oh yeah, I like him.
Yes.
I'm not the biggest fan, but whenever I see him rapping, like usually a cappella somewhere, I'm like, dude, a beast. Like, and he got something to say. He talking.
Exactly.
He talking.
He stimulated their mind.
I've seen Beyonce with Jay-Z, so she would be somebody I would have put in that category, but I saw her outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the biggest Chris Brown fan, but I think his show is probably crazy.
Oh, of course.
Because all that dancing and stuff, I'm sure I'd be like, he got the, he did the backflip or something. And I seen Usher. So I would say maybe Chris Brown.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
No, KRS-One.
Ooh.
If he can still do it the way he used to, KRS-One.
Let me tell you something. I'm looking into getting on this cruise, this hip hop cruise that they got in October. Yes.
Who's on it?
Everybody from that you could think of. Everybody.
And not LL Junebug.
Everybody.
Yeah, send me that information.
I got you.
Where's the cruise going? Is it local or is it international?
I'm not even sure because I was just like so excited about the lineup.
Yeah, send me that information. I might have to get on a boat and go see LL Junebug. See what he got going on. Who else I did with him?
Because it's the 50th anniversary this year.
Yeah.
So that's why they're doing it.
Man, hip hop turning 50. That's crazy.
Because you're on a cruise, you're gonna rub elbows with everybody because everybody's on a boat. Mm-hmm. So that's gonna be like a dope of any hip hop head. It's like a kid in a candy store.
Do you know that I like for 20 years I rap? You know, I made music for like 20 years. I got like 10 albums and 13, 14 mixtapes.
Let
Been
me
on 106 and Pod, been on MTV Direct Effect. Got
let me
songs with
we need
Neptunes, Raheem Devon.
we
I
need,
just never made it.
we need to see some of these old clips, sir.
Oh, yo, and some of them, yeah, I got you. But every song that we do for a segue is one of my songs. Just for those who don't know.
Thank you
Yeah.
for letting us know.
Let's see, now you know, no one is half the battle. But man, so I'm a hip hop head for real. I mean, backstage freestyling with Nas, that was me. It was me. You know what I'm saying? So I remember them days.
Yes.
But back to my podcast.
Right, we
That
went
day's
all
over.
left.
But you know what else is over?
What?
Your man. And I'm not even giving it so dumb. I'm gonna give it to me.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Donald Trump was found guilty of sexual assault. The first or abuse. The first charge it was a civil case. So there
Right.
are criminal charges. I think he has to pay us $6 million. He's going to appeal it. But with the money laundering charges and the hiding the books and the sexual assault conviction, even though it's a civil case, can this dude still run for president? Can he still win?
He can still run, I think.
That's crazy.
And you know, money talks. That's all I'm gonna say.
We're gonna see, but I think it's a victory for everybody. Whenever Trump, they come down on Trump a little hard, I think everybody likes that.
And I think
Well,
everybody wants Trump in office because they're trying to get some money.
that might be true too.
So
But was he really giving? Well, he was doing the tax breaks, I guess, so he was really helping out that upper. I need to chill now that I'm gonna be entering into this upper 3%. I might want Trump. No, I don't. I ain't changing. I ain't sending no. But
I don't know he was guilty. He was blatant with it when he was a president of what he was doing. You grabbing what, sir?
exactly. And he said that as wrong as it may sound, all celebrities were doing it. He said this recently. And I was like, I ain't Trump.
I mean, he ain't lying though.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
He ain't lying. So.
But I approve of that legislation, and I'll tell you another legislation I approve of, and this is our Nipsey Hussle Award winner.
If it's sports, if it's fashion, if it's music, if it's hustling, whatever, you're on a marathon, you know. So
Marathon, and you're doing your thing. And I'm gonna give it up to Nipsey Hussle's home state. Well, he's from Eritrea in Africa, but where he was raised was in California. They have signed where they are going to on July 1st going to be voting on signing into act a bill that would give ADOS, African descendants of slaves, reparations in California, about $1.2 million apiece, and an apology.
I love that. I
love it.
That needs to be worldwide.
It really does. Well, nationwide, right?
Well, nationwide. We all need to get to something.
I agree. My biggest fear with that, and this isn't a deterrent for me at all, but my biggest fear is that they give a bunch of people a bunch of money and they just blow it on Gucci, Louis, and Benzes and
I'm sure
Bentleys.
That's exactly what they want them to do.
Because that money can go right back into the economy, and I don't want that. Start your business. You know what I'm saying? Start a business. Hire a financial advisor. Hire an investment advisor. You know what I'm saying?
But we saw what happened with the PPP loans.
Eazy-E always said his song. He said, "I'm loving the women, only the fly ones, you know. But what if she ugly? Easy come, easy go. And that's how I feel about that money. Easy come, easy go."
Yeah. So I mean, they know what they're doing. They know if there are going to be some people that's just going to blow it. They know that.
Yeah.
They know that. But there are some people that's going to open up businesses and they're going to elevate their people and they're going to create, a legacy for their kids. So you got to go to good with the bad.
I think we got to speak more about opening businesses and creating legacies and what that looks like. So if this does come into place and it's in more than just California, people will know what it looks like. Like a couple of years ago on the podcast, we were talking about you need to know how to grow 2 different vegetables in your backyard. But most people didn't even have a damn backyard. So it was kind of like,
True.
And I was talking about you need to be proficient with a firearm. Instead of boycotting stuff, we need to do the buy black boycott, where you're only buying black. And I will show you now, but my sea moss, my vitamins, my black seed oil,
All of that.
clothes, this is all black owned. And I'm supporting my people putting money back in our community. What I fear is that $1.2 million will hit the white Jewish community and it never hit the black community.
Oh, of course.
We need to spend money in our community first and then let it trickle out if it has to trickle out. I remember, I don't know who said it, but he said he was talking to a billionaire white guy, maybe a rapper or black actor, black millionaire. And he was saying the difference between me and you is the white dollar is going to circulate 9-10 times in my community before it goes anywhere near yours. Your black dollar is going to be in my community on first purchase.
Yes.
And it's like, damn.
Yes. And
I try to change that. I'm not using it at the moment, but True detergent, black-owned clothing detergent, True, True. You can buy it on Amazon or on their website. It's things like that I think shifts the tide for us.
Yes.
No pun intended with detergent and Tide and all that, but no pun intended. But there's a black-owned version for everything we do.
That is true. And I also had a conversation with my business partner with the Twerking Tequila, and she was just saying that we also, as Black people, if we get bad service with a Black-owned business, write a recommendation, talk with them, give them pointers, give them your feedback. That's what you do with white companies. Don't just be like, all right, that's why I don't deal with Black people.
Yeah.
Give them a recommendation, give them your feedback so they have the opportunity to right that wrong. Or they might not even know that they're doing anything wrong. And so you just, don't say anything and just be like, I'm not going to deal with them anymore. No, let them know what's going on. Let them know how you feel. Let them know what they can do to improve whatever service that they lacked on when you first got service from them. So we have to do that as well.
Now, what do you call it? The Twerking Tequila. Mm-hmm. Do you provide the tequila?
Of course.
Are we using DeLeon Diddy's black-owned tequila?
We are now. We've done all kinds of tequila, so it's not just one tequila. It's all types of tequila. So yes, we definitely have, but we definitely use black-owned the food that is provided. We also have BCAA shots from a black-owned company called Shake Something. So a lot of the towels and our shirts and stuff that we sell, black-owned. The people that are doing it. So we definitely are black-owned all the way around. But again, I just want us to be able, like you said, to get back into supporting each other, and that's all the way around, whether we're good or bad. In order for us to build and learn, we have to learn from our mistakes. But if we don't know what our mistakes are, we can't build, we can't grow. So give that feedback. Go to Google, give that feedback for those places. Have a conversation when you go back. Have a conversation if you call.
Back.
Have a conversation. Go back, exactly. But go back.
Because if Walmart did you wrong, you go back to Walmart.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm never going to Walmart again. No, you'll be back.
Exactly.
You just hope they get it right the next time. That's what you would do. 100.
Exactly. Because what happened when we were bad? We were, don't wear Gucci, don't wear that. That lasted for how long?
Exactly. What they do? They gave Dapper Dan a deal. Mm-hmm. No ownership, but just a deal, and then we were right back on it. But whatever. Gucci, Gucci, Louis. I'm not rocking. But I'm rocking my Righteous and Ratchet.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But speaking of excellence, black-owned, Brent Fayez, the R&B singer, was offered a $50 million record deal to sign. He turned it down to stay independent.
Love it.
Crazy.
Love it.
Gotta salute the brother. He said, "I know my worth. I know
Exactly.
my worth."
Exactly.
I definitely salute that.
And it's easier for artists to stay single, be single, not have to sign a deal. Big ups to like the artists that left money on the table. Ice Cube left tons of money on the table. The money on the table. And look at how successful. Look at that. This how that he made that decision back then, and look where he is now.
Legend.
Yes.
A living damn legend.
Now, just think if he would have just kept that money and been, man, it's like 75,000. I'm not gonna leave it on the table.
You said, I know my worth. I know my worth. Know your worth.
There's no money on the table that is worth you. The work you put in, the person that you built all these years. Like, come on. Come on.
Yeah, facts. Speaking of know your worth, we're getting into our this or that. Then we're gonna let y'all go. I know we've been gone for a long time. You've been waiting episodes. Here you go, but we're not gonna keep you all night, all morning if you're listening to this on Thursday.
You can do with that. You can do with that.
I gotta do that because the record companies be trying to sue me whenever I use this or that. They be coming at my throat, especially on YouTube. Yeah, they be coming at me, trying to ban a video. They be doing a lot of stuff. But we gonna keep playing this or that. We just gonna turn it up and down so you can't pick it up on the algorithm. But last week we talked about I had Brittany Sade on, and we talked about what Ebony K. Williams was saying about the bus drivers. And so I'm not gonna bring that whole conversation up, but I am curious. Do you place financial prowess or business status? Is that how big of a stipulation is that for someone you would date?
It's not a big priority for me, but you have to have some business about yourself. I'm never gonna judge you on what you do because we all go through life. You never know what somebody is going through. You could have been a millionaire all your life and then you lose everything in one day. So am I going to look at you different? No, you're still the same person. You still my homie. You just going through something. As far as dating, I don't, because dating has changed. And when I say dating has changed, we don't know our worth. And when I say that, my mother always taught me, when you go on a date, make sure you have $200 to be able to go on that date. I used to be like, wow, $200, I'm not gonna pay for the date. Like, what? She's like, anything can happen. The man could get robbed. He could leave his wallet at home. And not saying he's doing it on purpose. He could leave his wallet at home. So you mean to tell me you ain't got his back, even though you don't know him like that? But
man, one time for your mama.
Happened, and not in a bad way. Like someone literally left their wallet. Like we had been moving, went to different places, and he left his wallet at one of the places. So I covered the bill, and he looked at me in a totally different way.
Sure.
Because we could have been back there washing dishes together,
right,
know?
Right.
But I just want us to get away from the fact of who should do this, the man should do this, the woman should do this. Why can't we just have each other's back?
I agree 100%. I do, as a man, you do want to provide for your woman. That is something you want to do, but
true.
I don't see, me personally, I know some other men are different. I don't see anything wrong with a man and a woman building together.
Right.
I ain't been rich. I ain't never been rich. This will be the first year that I believe that, I'll cross that threshold, but I ain't never been rich. So I've been able to pay my bills, take care of my lady to whatever degree, but I ain't been paying 2-3 different rents. That ain't been who I've been.
You could do that.
Well, true.
Very
true.
Because somebody that's living on the street could think that you're rich. You still got something more than what they have.
That's a fact. I just think that I don't judge a woman based on her position or financial status.
Right.
Now, I would want my woman to be able to take care of herself if I wasn't even there. Like, right. You're good enough to do for you, but when you come with me, it ain't about doing for you no more. It's about doing for us.
Exactly.
And I think I am more of the 75-25 split with bills and stuff. I don't want the 50-50. I think that, I'll take the extra. You know what I'm saying? I do 75, you do 25, I think we good. Some women hate that idea and think the man should do 100%. But I'm like, if I'm working all the time and you working all the time and I'm paying all the bills, what you doing with your money? Where your money going? You throwing your more 25%.
And it all depends on what you guys have set up. Nobody can tell two people that what they're doing is wrong. If that's your system, that is your system. I
That's
grew
a
up,
fact.
my mom and my dad, they both worked, they both cooked. So it wasn't a gender thing for me. My grandparents, my grandfather was like, I don't want your grandmother to work, but she wants to work, so I'm gonna let her work. So it's you can't just put that on people's situations because it's not always that way. But at the same time, like you said, a lot of women don't understand that a man looks at things just like you said. I want you to be able to take care of yourself if I'm not here. If we have kids together and something happens to me, I gotta have that trust that you can hold it down for you and the kids until I can get to where I need to get back to where I can take care of y'all. So it's not even that, when people always go, oh, the man's supposed to do this, the woman's supposed to do that. It's not about that because if one is lacking, you should be able to pick up that slack. And they should be able to trust you that you can. Or
Yeah.
y'all have put each other in a position to where it's possible, where you don't have to worry.
And I cook dinner too. Do a little bit of it all. But really quickly, on the Netflix and chill segment.
A lot more men are cooking now.
Yeah, the pandemic showed me I need to know how to cook. I was single in the house by myself during the whole pandemic. I was hungry. But I need to know how to cook. So now I cook most things. I cook about 75% of the things that I cook from scratch. Like
That's
chili
good.
from scratch. Like not buying in, what do you call it? Process. I cook
Right.
from scratch.
That's
Um,
good. You're staying healthy. You
yes,
know
ma'am.
your
Yes,
food.
ma'am. I got 20 more pounds I need to drop. Get fit with Jack. You need to help me with this. We're gonna come up with a routine for me
I got
because
you.
about 20 more pounds and let go.
I got you.
Um,
And we're gonna get that we gotta deal with the kitchen too. Now the kitchen is what get your abs, okay? The
yeah,
abs in the kitchen.
okay. Abs is made in the kitchen. I thought that was also a sex, but I digress. Netflix and chill. I'm watching the Tupac documentary series on FX. It's also replays on Hulu. That's been great. I have
Please
loved it.
check it out, y'all. It's not all about Tupac, it's more about his mother.
You're right. It's the Tupac and Afeni Shakur story called Dear Mama. Thank you for correcting me. I'm a huge Tupac fan. I've met Tupac. I've chopped it up with him as a kid. And I'm a historian.
Yeah.
And I have every documentary damn near ever made on DVD, on VHS, or on streaming. And there's footage in here that I've never seen before. I'm like, how you got footage I don't have?
And guess who was one of the producers?
Alan Hughes?
Exactly. And if y'all don't remember who Alan Hughes is, he's one of the Hughes brothers that Tupac was supposed to be in Menace to Society. He's supposed to play Sharif. He's supposed
Yep.
to play him. And he got into altercation with the brothers, and that's why he wasn't in the movie.
Yeah. And he started them off directing his early videos.
His early videos, yes. They were like brothers.
My home is called. Yeah, they were very tight, very tight.
Mm-hmm. And you learn about that. You learn about that side, and you also hear a lot from Afeni's sister too.
Yeah, Glow, and I've seen her in several Tupac documentaries, but she is telling way more raw stuff in this one than she's told in the other ones.
Yes.
Like when I say I'm a historian. I know almost everybody in this documentary, not know personally, but I've seen them in other things, but they've never been this raw.
Very raw. Very raw. You learn some things that you did not know, but you also understand why he was so powerful, why he spoke the way he spoke, why he had so much feeling in things that he said, and why he was always for Black people. Because it was from his mama.
Yeah, Mama was a Panther.
Yes. And she wasn't just a Panther, okay? She was high up.
Oh yeah.
High up. And she represented herself. Like, you guys gotta watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, do you watch Power?
Yes.
Okay. So the
Effie.
right, the final episode is coming. So I'm gonna ask you a question. You got to choose one. Everybody's doing the Effie, Diana, or Lauren. But I saw something that made me go, And somebody said, what about light skinned Keisha? But I'll be honest, out of Effie, Diana, and Lauren, I think Diana is the perfect balance of everything you would want. But I would choose Effie. Personally. But I think Diana is the one.
I would choose Diana. And I wouldn't choose Effie because as soon as she got pissed off, she was ready to shut everything down. I didn't like that. Because no matter what, you got to keep your emotions. And you're in that type of business, you got to keep your emotions out. Got to.
Yeah, all of them walked away.
Yeah.
At different points.
True.
But I agree. I think Diana is the one.
Yeah, she is. She's going to hold it down. But I think she's just tired of being the go-to for the family as the scapegoat.
Yeah. All right, as we wrap up here, Lil Durk. Do you listen to Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy? Do you know what's going on with these kids?
I don't, because I don't keep up with them. Because it's just ignorant to me. I'm sorry.
It is. It's a lot of craziness, but they are both dropping this Friday. I've tried to listen to them just because I got to report on them and I try to understand the music. And I'm not the biggest fan, but what I understand is a lot of the kids are really in love with YB. His music just speaks to them in a way that I'll never understand. But I actually like Lil Durk music a little bit more.
Yeah, I do too.
I'll be listening to both. I expect Durk to outsell him. I expect Durk album to be better, to be more polished, to have better guest appearances. And I'll be very interested to see how that battle ends.
But it's not even a battle. Like, they're not even in the same category. Like,
yeah, but you know what thing with YB, he has some kids. Like, his YouTube views are record breaking. He's so big with them that I don't think our generation really gets it. He's huge. Durk is visible to us.
Right.
YB to them damn kids, he Tupac.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they ain't playing about it. Like the kids are all about YB.
That's crazy.
But I'll say that, and I want to make sure I get out here and get to see the end of this Knicks and Heat game, and this Lakers and Golden State Warriors. I had the Lakers winning, and I had the Knicks winning. I mean, I had the Warriors winning and the Knicks winning, and they're both down 3-1. They both probably have lost by the time y'all listen to this episode, so I was wrong. But if I'm right and they held on for another game, I'll be happy tomorrow. So when you're listening to this, you're either thinking to yourself, man, New is really happy right now. Or you're thinking, man, New is really mad right now. Whatever you're thinking, you're right. You're right. But it's been another episode of a Pod Named Kickback. Jacq, I appreciate you being here with me tonight.
Everything.
And you can, as always, you can follow me at No Breaks New, No Breaks NU on Twitter, on Instagram, and a Pod Named Kickback everywhere else. And Jacq, how can they find you?
At Get Fit Wit _JACQ on everything. So make sure you guys check me out. I can get you right. I have my own fitness app. You can download it. Get Fit Wit Jacq on Android and iPhone.
Okay.
I'm getting them summer bodies ready. We only got like what?
5 weeks.
Yep. So hit me up, y'all. Make sure y'all follow me.
All right. We're about to get up out of here. Everybody be safe. Have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Mother's Day to all the mothers.
That's right. Rest in peace to Aunt Joyce. Rest in peace to my mother, Stephanie Ann Dawson. This will be the first Mother's Day without my adopted mother. So keep me in your thoughts and positive energy and all that good stuff. And Uno, we out.